Hello, welcome to Vintage Cookbooks and Crafts. My name is Barbara and I have collected cookbooks for over 50 years. And in today's video, I make out of this 1963 Farm Journal Freezing and Canning Cookbook, Indiana Baked Beans. We're almost to Memorial Weekend, which kicks off our grilling season. And I always make the baked beans out of this cookbook. And I portion it and put it in the freezer so I don't have to continually make baked beans for every barbecue we have. I have some on hand. The recipe for the Indiana baked beans calls for 4 pounds of navy or pea beans, so it makes quite a bit of baked beans. You can see this, let me take it off, the photos on this dust jacket. There's canning and freezing and main dishes and bakery. In your freezing and in your canning, there would be, pickles and relishes and all that that we're used to. I always make the Indiana baked beans, but one other dish that out of here that I always make every year is when green peppers are in season, is the plantation stuffed peppers. They're different than your traditional stuffed peppers in that there's cheese and chili powder in the filling, and we love it. As a matter of fact, my husband always requests I double the stuffing, the filling, to mound it up higher. So come along and watch me make the Indiana baked beans. To start out with these, this is a 1963 Farm Journal Freezing and Canning Cookbook. Prize recipes from the farms of America by the food editors of Farm Journal. And today I am making Indiana baked beans. I had 4 1-pound bags. And I had put them in the colander last night. Here. I put them in the colander last night and rinsed them and picked through them, and these were the ones I took out. There weren't any stones in there. Sometimes you'll find a little stone. And then when I put the 4 quarts of water in with them, these floated to the top, so I removed those. I don't know if there's anything wrong with them floating on the top, but I just removed them. Then I put them in this kettle. I'll show you in a second when I move the camera over. And it's soaked overnight. And they really absorbed a lot of that water during the night. Anyway, next it says soak beans in a large kettle overnight, or bring them to a boil and boil 2 minutes. Remove from heat and let them stand covered for 1 hour. I let them stand overnight, so I skipped the boiling for 2 minutes. And it's morning, and you simmer the beans in water in which they have soaked until almost tender, about 1 hour. So when you put the beans in to soak, don't just put a whole lot of water in there. You put in 4 quarts of water, because you don't drain that out. That's part of the cooking of the beans. So now that the beans have soaked, I've got them over here. The beans have soaked overnight, and they absorbed most of the water, as you can see. They were way down about half of this last night when I put these in. So now I cover the beans and let them simmer for 1 hour. So I'll be back to add the rest of the ingredients and put them in the bean pots. Okay, the beans have cooked for over an hour. I had the timer on. When the timer went off for an hour, they weren't quite tender. And then when I tried it again, I put 15 more minutes on, and I was able to crush a bean with my fingers, so then I knew it was done enough. So in this bowl, I'm going to combine 2 cups of ketchup, this is 1 cup of molasses, then we have 3.5, it calls for 3.5 teaspoons of prepared mustard. Now 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon, so it's 1 tablespoon plus 1/2 teaspoon. 2 tablespoons of salt. Okay, and this is 1 cup of firmly packed brown sugar. When I was a child, my mother would make baked beans, not this particular recipe, but she would make baked beans and she would make cornbread. And I don't remember if she had another side like coleslaw or anything like that, which the cookbook suggests. And that would be our supper. Beans and cornbread together make a good protein source. The brown sugar is a little lumpy. And then we add 1.5 cups of chopped onion. So it says mix this together and pour it into the beans. After we mix this into the beans, then it says bring to a boil. So that needs to heat to a boil. And then once it comes to a boil, I'm going to wipe this up here. Once it comes to a boil, then we pour it, I divided it into these 2 bean pots. Now these aren't actually traditional bean pots. These are inserts for crock pots. This one's from my 1971 rival crock pot, and I don't remember where this one originated for it. I ordered it to go in, it was an insert that you could order separately to go into a, I don't know if it was Rival or Daisy. It was a deep fryer, and you could order this insert to go into that deep fryer. I no longer have the deep fryer, but I kept the insert for making my beans. But this was just the insert to my crock pot. Iced. And it says after you put the beans in the bean pots, then you put some of this salt pork. You mix some of the salt pork into the beans, and then you keep some of the slices to lay across the top. So after these come to a boil, we'll put them into the pots. Cover and bake at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 hours. The beans are out of the oven now. I'm going to take the covers off and let them cool. The cookbook says if you're going to serve some right away, you should cook it for an extra hour. What I'm going to do is just dish some into this pan and simmer it while I'm making my cornbread. The cornbread is out of the oven now, and the recipe for it is on the back of the Quaker cornmeal container box. It's pretty simple. When I made it, I substituted whole milk for the skim milk, and I used melted butter instead of oil. So here we have the cornbread and the Indiana baked beans from the Farm Journal Freezing and Canning Cookbook. When the beans cool, I will put it into quart size vacuum seal bags, vacuum seal it, and then freeze it. And then we'll take it out throughout the summer for we'll have some for 4th of July, Memorial Weekend, which is coming up, and any other time the kids come over for a little picnic. I added some salad on the side that I made yesterday. The recipe for the creamy Caesar salad dressing is from Michelle over on the Wooden Spoon Wisconsin channel here on YouTube, and is delicious. I put a link to it down below in my description. I'm sure you will like it as much as I do. After the beans were cool, I vacuum sealed them in quart-sized vacuum seal bags, then used my rolling pin to flatten them out for easier stacking in the freezer. They also thaw quicker that way also. I hope you enjoyed this video and will like and subscribe and share this with your friends. And please leave a comment down below. The full recipe is down in the description for you. Goodbye for now.